we got Logan Michaels here, pro bodybuilder. Now, we're actually in Vegas now, okay? It's the night before the competition. And we got this is a comedian right here, okay? AKA Wolverine, y'all. If y'all don't know who this guy is, tell them a little bit about yourself and what you're here trying to do.
Well, first of all, let me say how great it is to be here at Musclemania again for the second year. It's nice to achieve pro status after working pretty hard for it. I'm kind of a late bloomer. Just had my 42nd birthday last week, so I'm hoping to celebrate with a big win and avenge a little bit of a loss last year. So this trip is all about redemption and trying to prove something to not only myself, but to, I don't know, a few other people out there who might have their doubts about whether or not I'm legit. So, like I said, it's good to be here, and I'm looking forward to getting ready to rock and roll.
Now, when it comes to the pro level, what is the difference from what you used to do, let's say 2-3 years ago, to now? What exactly have you changed with your diet? Have you paid a little more attention? You know, considering it's at, you know, a higher degree of competition.
Considering that it's a step up, really, there's been a lot of changes, but it's not something I can actually document. A lot of people have a formula for training where they say, well, I'm going to have this amount of this or this amount of that. Mm-hmm. I don't do numbers. And ask any of my clients that I train, I don't do numbers. My philosophy is the brain knows numbers, the body doesn't know numbers. If you have it in your head that a certain number is supposed to be some magic bullet for whatever exercise or whatever you're trying to attain, you're going to be stuck in that number, and your body might be able to go more. Mm-hmm. Your body might, you know, it might need less. But if you're fixated on a particular number, my whole thing is I go for the feel. The body knows stimulation. It knows how many reps. It knows what weight you're pushing. Mm-hmm. Your brain needs to be removed from that particular part of the process. So if I look in the mirror and I see I'm a little bit flat, then I'm going to go ahead and adjust my diet, maybe incorporate some more carbs. If I'm looking a little bit puffy, I'm going to, you know, pull back on certain things and hold back on some water and do more cardio. It's just a matter of looking at your physique, knowing what you're capable of doing, and since I've been competing for about 11 years now, I kind of have it down. It's a mental process, but I exclude the number aspect of it, and just you have to be in touch with your body, and you have to know exactly what your body's going to respond to, and you just kind of follow that along. And hopefully, with my age, it comes a little bit of muscle maturity. So I'm looking forward to bringing a pretty complete package this year. I think I can do that.
When you say a complete package, from let's say a couple years ago when you were 250 plus pounds, cutting down now, how do you feel? Do you feel like you sacrificed muscle? Do you feel like you're going to come in leaner? I mean, how is your physique?
Well, I definitely feel I'm going to come in leaner. Okay. The thing with size is, at a certain size, your body's uncomfortable. You're not used to carrying a certain amount of weight, and you don't look competition ready, obviously, which is why you trim down. But I've noticed over the last couple of years when I've been dieting for a show, I've actually been able to hold on to more muscle because I didn't have to blow up and then shrink it back down. Yeah. If you maintain a certain level and eat a certain way and train a certain way, your body just kind of grows on its own because it realizes what you're doing, and you don't have to go to those drastic measures of ballooning up just for size sake and then cutting down and sacrificing that muscle in the dieting process. So it's, you know, I've got a little bit more cerebral with it, and people don't give us enough credit. We know our stuff, man. We know how to manipulate a diet, and that's the hardest part. The training, it's easy. I mean, I know it sounds like, you know, a little flip thing to say, but when it comes to working out, that's the easy part. It's that the diet is what kills. When you're sitting at home at 10, you know, 9:30, 10 o'clock at night, and your body's telling you, I want this, and you're saying, no, good. Yeah. Exactly. And every commercial is like, new at Taco Bell. You know? It's like, come on, man. I started playing video games to try to take my mind off the food, and I'm seeing video game ads like Burger King and stuff in the video games. And it's like, you just can't get away from it. So it's a mental strain. But so it's paying off. It's paying off.
How do you feel when it comes to, I guess, the pro status? Now, with that, you know, being a higher level of competition, there's a bunch of pros, okay, walking all around Vegas now. Now, these pros, you know, I mean, some of them come with these mentalities that they're just going to destroy, I guess, guys like you in a sense, or guys that they feel aren't up to par with them. You know, we've actually got a few pros in the building, such as Dwayne Malone, Dickens Lambert is downstairs. We have, I believe, Ulysses is here. And Antoine Smith is here. So, I mean, it's actually, and I mean, et cetera, you know, the list goes on. I believe it's 20 plus.
Right.
So how do you feel in comparison to these competitors and, you know, with that mentality that they're coming with?
Well, all of those guys that you mentioned, I mean, all of them they're great competitors, obviously, because they make it to the professional level. But as far as the mentalities go, people can say what they want. The ultimate decision is going to come when it hits this, hits the stage.
Exactly.
So it's out of your hands. It's kind of a run what you brung situation.
Exactly.
So that being said, I mean, I don't want to step on any toes or anything, but if someone out there has an issue with any other particular competitor, it's time to stop this, and we'll settle it on the stage. That's the only time it really counts.
And just like you said 2 days ago, I mean, there's no need to change it now.
If you're not ready now, you're not going to get ready in the next couple of days. It's whatever you have to be ready and confident enough to step up there. And if you're going to say something, you got to be well prepared to back it up, because when it comes to competing, man, I've kind of stepped up my game a little bit anyway. And when it comes to being up on stage and going toe-to-toe with the rest of the pros or whoever else it may be, I'm kind of in the same position as you said. I don't want to hurt your feelings or anything. It's nothing personal, but it's competition. And when it comes to that, I ain't gonna show up at the dinner table without bringing something to eat.
Exactly.
So that's just the way it is, man. It's like I'm ready to go. I've got a serious chip on my shoulder about last year, so I got some unfinished business, if you know what I mean.
Now, see, Logan, for people that don't know exactly, or maybe they're new to this, explain to them exactly what the situation was.
There was a situation last year. I was new to Musclemania. I was contacted by Lewis Wick, and I signed on to do the show here, and I made it to the finals, and I got a second place finish, and it was. Well, I've never really spoken about this publicly. I've kind of let everybody else talk about it, and I just kind of nod my head.
Yeah.
I didn't want to ruffle any feathers or rock the boat. I was grateful for the opportunity. But the more I keep hearing it from people across the country, around the block, in the gym, on the website, I got pretty much robbed. And, it didn't really affect me in the beginning, but the more you hear something, the more it kind of eats at you.
Exactly.
And when I go back and I examine the pictures and I look at them, and, I'm kind of a student of bodybuilding. I'm old school. I remember, my heroes were Lee Haney and
exactly.
Rich Gaspari and Barry DeMay, all those guys. And so being that it was all about symmetry and proportion with me, even back in those days, and I still try to carry that tradition along, because Frank Zane, I think, is one of my all-time favorites. I love that classic physique. I like the symmetry and the shape, the sweeping lines. I like the presentation. And there was a guy that was standing next to me who I would say was questionable. We'll say that. And it's just amazing how he's just kind of vanished into obscurity. I don't know what he's doing now. I don't really care. I mean, I'm not bitter. I am bitter. I'm kind of bitter about it. I was fine for the first couple of months, but the more you hear something,
it's
the more
gonna eat at you.
It hit me in the base of my spine and went up to the back of my head, and makes my leg do this, and so. But I'm here now, and hopefully we'll have a different outcome. And I've sharpened up as far as conditioning is concerned. I made more of an emphasis on the conditioning, because since the show in July in San Antonio, I wasn't going to have enough time between July and now to put on the size I wanted. Mm-hmm. So I just figured I'd go in, I'd try to hold on to what size I have, and just kind of detail it a little bit more. So I got a little bit more of a tighter, more compact, more razor sharp, more Wolverine-like appearance.
That's it. So now, coming into this competition, and you actually have something to fuel that, what exactly, what can these competitors, because they're going to see this.
Yeah. So
what exactly can these competitors look for? What can the fans look for? The fans that want to see Logan Miles, they want to see Wolverine. What can they expect tomorrow and Saturday on stage?
Well, I have a little something for you. So, I'm not going to go into a whole lot of detail, but like I said earlier, when we hit the stage, I'll let my physique do the talking.
That means tomorrow, okay? Tune in, Musclemania.com, FitnessAmerica.com, okay? The prejudging, I believe, will start at 3 o'clock, I believe, right?
3
Is that
p.m.
correct? 3 p.m., y'all, okay? 3 to 6, make sure you tune in. Catch the pros, you catch the women, you catch them all, okay? And the Saturday show, get in at 6 o'clock, okay? Tune in and catch this, because we're going to put on a show. And he has something up his sleeve. So y'all get ready. We got Logan Michaels, Corey Cotten, signing out, baby. It's on. See ya.